This is a true story of botched deadly exorcism involving Kennedy Ife and Terrence Jr. Cottrell. Being a single mother with little to no resources to turn to when your child has autism could lead one to a point of desperation. Patricia Cooper was such a mother. Cooper's son, 8-year-old Terrence Jr. Cottrell, had been diagnosed with autism at age 2. By the time Jr. had reached school age, his behavior became increasingly more difficult to manage, particularly in the classroom. Cooper received reports from teachers that Jr. had difficulty sitting down in class, was often disruptive, and at times acted out violently. The school told Cooper that Jr. would have to find a new school. As a poor single mother, Cooper was devastated by the news. Private schools or tutors certainly weren't an option on the table, but Cooper believed her prayers were answered one day at the grocery store. A woman had witnessed Jr. acting out and decided to approach Cooper. The woman introduced herself and told Cooper that she was a member of the Faith Temple Church of Apostolic Faith, a small house of worship located in a rundown strip mall in what had once housed a bar in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The woman told Cooper that she believed that Jr. had been possessed by demons and requested Cooper to bring him in for a special prayer service at once. With little other support to turn to, Cooper threw herself into the church's teachings, and for 3 months Cooper and Jr. had been attending their prayer services. Denise Allison, Cooper's neighbor, told CNN that after Cooper had begun attending the church, she believed wholeheartedly that it was demons, not autism, that had been causing her son's outbursts. Cooper had even claimed that the demons had spoken to her through Jr. She said he said, "Kill me. Take me. Kill me," Allison recalled during the interview. Overseeing the church was a former maintenance worker turned preacher named Ray Hempel. Hempel claimed that these prayer services, which some are calling an exorcism, consisted of church members gently laying their hands on the boy and praying over him. This practice had been based on Matthew chapter 12 verse 43, which states, "When an evil spirit comes out of a man, it goes through arid places seeking rest and does not find it," said Hempel. It would seem this prayer service, or exorcism if you will, entailed far more than just the laying of hands. According to reports, during the final prayer service Jr. would attend, the boy was forced to lie on the ground where several women, including Cooper, held the child down and Hempel laid across his chest. As the boy flailed and gasped for air, the group believed that their exorcism had been successful in casting out the demon that had taken over Jr.'s body. After the 2-hour ritual was over, the group had discovered that Jr. was dead. It was determined that Terrence Cottrell Jr. had died as a result of suffocation, which had taken place during the exorcism. The prosecution decided that although they believed child had died as a result of Hempel's prayer ritual, it would be difficult to prove that Hempel had intended to harm the child in any way. Rather than a murder charge, Hempel was arrested and charged with felony abuse of a child. In spite of the serious charges, Hempel stood true to his faith. In interviews, Hempel claimed that the boy had been possessed and that autism was not the cause of his problems. He also believed that it was God's will that had caused Jr. to perish during the church's prayer session. Regardless of what Hempel believed, in the eyes of the law, the self-proclaimed preacher had been responsible for the death of a child. In 2004, a jury found him guilty of felony child abuse. He was ordered to pay $1,224.75 in restitution and ordered to refrain from performing any form of exorcism rituals until he had received extensive training in them. Hempel was also sentenced to serve 2.5 years behind bars with an additional 7.5 years of probation. The second story entails the exorcism of Kennedy Ife. Before we delve into the story, don't miss out on all the incredible content we have in store. Hit that subscribe button now and be a part of our YouTube family. In August 2016 in North London, 26-year-old Kennedy Ife began acting strange and aggressive following a pain in his throat. He reportedly bit his father, threatened to cut off his own penis, and complained of a python or snake inside of him before his family restrained him to a bed with cable ties and excessive force. Kennedy Ife's parents and brothers mistakenly believed he was possessed by evil spirits and set about curing him. The family then set about attempting to cure Kennedy through restraint and prayer over the next 3 days. They allegedly used cable ties, rope and handcuffs to restrain the 26-year-old at home in Enfield, North London. His brother, Colin Ife, told police, "It's clear that thing was in him. What we believed was a demon because it was not natural. It was clearly trying to kill him," he said. "We had to restrain him for himself. It was clear if we didn't restrain him, he could have tried to harm people in our family." Kennedy Ife had been bound to his bed for 3 days without medical attention when his brother called emergency services, explaining that Kennedy Ife was complaining of dehydration. He appeared to have developed breathing issues and was pronounced dead at 10:17 a.m. While police were at the house, Colin Ife allegedly carried out an attempted resurrection by chanting and praying for Mr. Ife. All 7 of Kennedy Ife's family members were accused of manslaughter, false imprisonment, and causing or allowing the death of a vulnerable adult. A post-mortem examination revealed over 60 wounds, including a possible bite on Kennedy Ife's body, and his father, Kenneth Ife, along with 4 of his brothers, sustained injuries as well. Kenneth Ife told jurors he ordered his sons to take shifts and use overwhelming force, but denied that an association with cults, occults, and secret societies played any part in the death. After a 4-day jury deliberation, all 7 family members were cleared of charges on March 14, 2019. Thank you for watching and supporting us by liking this video and subscribing to our channel.